honor of Gay Pride Week, when Tel Aviv usually stages a massive pride parade, the Mayor Ron Huldai has announced that the city was instituting a new policy to recognize same-sex and non-traditional couples, thus allowing them to register for tax, child care, and other benefits. Well, joining us now is Avi Sofer. He is an activist for LGBTQ rights here in Tel Aviv. Avi, thanks for joining us. Talk to us about, first of all, the significance of this decision by the Tel Aviv municipality.
First of all, thank you for having me, and happy Pride Month.
And to you too.
It's very significant. All the changes in the country, they started in Tel Aviv. You know, it's a big city, the biggest city, the cultural center, the business center, the LGBT life center. Of course, there are LGBTQ people everywhere in the country and in every small town. But by numbers, we make more change in the city of Tel Aviv. And the mayor of Tel Aviv has proven for the past 20 years that he decided to take forward the LGBT community, regardless of what the state is doing, regardless of what the government is deciding, regardless of anything else. We have an amazing city owned by the city LGBTQ center in Tel Aviv, where all the employees are employed by the city, which is a big thing. And this step takes it a step further, and very significant step further. What does it actually say? It says to all our politicians in the Knesset, those of you who don't know, our Knesset is like parliament. He says, listen, guys, I'm not waiting for you anymore. It's not going to happen, or maybe it's going to happen and it will take years. We start in my town. And it's very, very, very important because it gives solutions to problems in a very significant areas like housing, city-owned housing, kindergarten registration, health benefits that people might have as couples, old people home if they're owned by the city and stuff like this. It's very big. But I think besides the practical matters that, of course, we are all interested at, it's the declaration. We do not wait for you anymore. We're going to do it. We're actually leading, you just mentioned, the problem we have with marriage in Israel. And it's not an LGBT issue. It's a general...
I understand. I want to just focus on this issue for a minute. Is it possible, because it is an outlier in Israel, of course, and against national policy at this stage, there might be some legal challenges against these moves? What do you anticipate the reaction to be?
I anticipate nothing, because, look, the majority of the people of Israel are with us. The number, like 30% of the people in Israel can't get married for many different reasons. If they're mixed marriages, if they don't recognize as Jews, or they don't want religious marriages, and the politics is going behind the people in that. Like 70%, there was a survey. 70% of the people of Israel are with us. So, and the politicians, they can change it because of different, let's say, coalition issues and separation of state and religion that doesn't exist in Israel. This is an historical mistake. This was made by...
Avi, I want to ask you, look, realistically, we know this is not going to happen, this step on a national level in the current government, in which the religious parties are certainly a major part of. But what about inspiring other municipalities to take this step? Tel Aviv is the first. How confident are you that other cities or towns in Israel are going to follow this step? It's very unlikely Jerusalem is going to, but what about some other cities and towns?
I am sure it's going to happen. You know, something I would say unusual. I wouldn't use the word strange, but I would say unusual is happening. In some cities, there's actually a competition. Who is more LGBT friendly? Who is going to fly the flags, the pride flags in this month first? I was first. No, yes, you were first, but I have more flags. The city of Ramat Gan is the mayor of Ramat Gan is amazing. Carmel Shama Cohen. Is amazing, and what he does for the city. So it is going. Look, there are more and more LGBT open communities in more and more cities. And you know, we have Pride this year. We don't have Pride, but I think you and I talked about it in the past. We have more Pride per capita than all the continent of Europe together.
I understand it.
So yeah, in every little town now there is.
All right.
So there is an impact. I think the impact of Tel Aviv is amazing. Amazing.
Right. This is going to be a grassroots movement. Let me ask you, Avi, do you believe in your lifetime you're going to see same-sex marriage recognized officially on the national level in Israel?
I am a biased witness to that. I always believe. I've been activist in the LGBT community for the past almost 40 years. So you need this optimism to keep going. And I go now at the same power and stamina that I did 40 years ago. So every day I wake up, I say, okay, things are going to happen today. Right. And if they're not going to happen today, they're going to happen tomorrow. And we need to push over. Something will happen. What's going to happen? I don't know. Right. But look, we have 2 ministers, we have 5 MKs. Who could think about it?
Right.
Who could dream? If you would tell me this 5 years ago, I'd say, what's the out of your mind?
All right.
It's never going to happen. And here it is.
Avi Sofer, okay, one more step forward. Avi Sofer in here in Tel Aviv. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Happy Pride. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.